Check. Good evening. Hello. I'm Classy Lady. Welcome to my chat. My Saturday. Oh, I'm supposed to be thrown out. Sunday evening chat. Calm in the storm. Calm in our hearts. Still small voice. Good evening, y'all. Come on in. Hit the like button. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Lady K. How y'all doing? Good evening to everybody. Those in the bushes as well. And those of y'all sitting in the balcony section. How y'all doing too? Welcome over. 76, 77. Hey, Mocha, how you doing? Hey, loving my grandsons. How y'all doing? Welcome over, y'all. Hope y'all doing okay. Hope y'all had a good Sunday. My day was good. We had some visitors at our church today. Some extra folks. For some reason why the regular people wasn't there. But we had an organization that came over with some of the members of our churches in. It's called the Lady of Grace. And they were there celebrating their 45th anniversary as an organization. And two of my aunts are in that organization as well. So I got a chance to see them. I don't normally see them unless it's a function or something going on. But I was able to see them. So, ironic, it was my dad, which is the oldest of 8 siblings, the sister right under him, and then the baby daughter. I said, oh, how ironic that is. But anyway, yeah. And so I couldn't sit in my normal seat where I think my name is on the seat, and in the parking spot, I think my name is on the parking spot too, so I park in the same spot. It was a car in front of me, not knowing it was my auntie in front of me, and I was like, please don't park in my spot, please don't park in my spot. And then after she parked and got out, I said, oh, that was my aunt. And I'm telling her don't park in my spot, because I didn't recognize the car being there that early. So, yeah, so then I didn't sit in my regular spot. So I sat in my second best spot in church. Then I had to move from there because there was so many of the people in the organization. So I had to sit in the choir stand. Me and this other lady, and some people get so set in their ways. Tell one of the ladies them that was sitting behind us that they normally we all had to move out of our regular spots, and we were sitting in another area, and they said, I'm not moving. And I'm like, that's ugly. You see all these women coming in. They're all dressed in in their attire. They're white. They're Lady of Grace outfits and stuff. And you see, it was a lot of them. And they had the nerves to say they wasn't moving. I'm like, I know y'all sit in the same spot every Sunday, and so do I. I sit in the same spot, me and my brother. We hold down the second pew. But when we have an organization at church called the Knights and Ladies of Peter Clay, when they dress out and they're in their uniforms and they're all uniform together, we have to move. So I don't know how you can uh I ain't gonna say claim a seat, but if it's an organization, or just to say, if it's a funeral, you sit in this spot every Sunday or Saturday or whatever, and there's a funeral, and the family need to sit there. So what you gonna say? You not moving? That's say some people get so old and set in their ways. Just move. I mean, they sitting together. You look like y'all look like some big dummies sitting over there, and you not dressed accordingly. And these women have to squeeze, to sit in a pew or whatever. I was like, that was so tacky. So after church, my aunt and them, they thought I was in the choir talking about, I didn't know you sung in the choir. Talking about you was up there singing. I say, well, yeah, everybody was singing at the time, you know. I say, but when the choir had to stand up individually to sing, I wasn't standing up. I was sitting down. I say, yeah, I be singing. I be singing loud, too. So one of the guys in the choir, he been trying to recruit me in the choir. I got first chance to see how it felt to sit up there, so I might. I told him I'm praying on it. The Lord gonna have to nudge me to move. So welcome y'all. But that's what happened with me today. And then I came home and I cooked. And I was glad to cook early and be done with it. I've been doing good. I've been cooking lately. I said all that food I got in the freezer, I need to cook. Yeah, I need to cook all that food I got in. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say all the food, but I do have my freezer's full of food, and this bad weather come and the power go out, I'll be up Spit Creek without a paddle. So I just, I've been cooking. Today I could have had one of them good old oxtail dinners, but what I normally get on the oxtail dinners, I had that last week, and I didn't want that again this week. Sometimes I'll eat it the same sides, but I didn't want that this week, so I just cooked some spaghetti. That's normally during the week or whatever. So, and made a cucumber and tomato salad. And last week when I did my grocery haul, I found some raspberry vinaigrette. Now I normally put the regular vinaigrette or balsamic vinaigrette or Italian dressing on it, but that raspberry vinaigrette, it is good. It is good. So I didn't put it on all the salad. Usually I saturate it in that. But my dad is coming over tomorrow and get his spaghetti and probably take some of my cucumber salad. So I didn't put it on there because some sweet stuff he don't like. And I don't know why I'm always thinking of somebody else, but I didn't put it on there. So I left the Italian dressing when I'm gone so he can do what he want to do. I mean, put his on there. But anyway, I was my title was Dear Mama, and I titled that because I saw a disturbing video. I didn't know it was shared into the circle, but I saw it, got a notification on somebody's page, and I went on this young man's page, and he did a song to his mama, and he titled it Dear Mama. And well, he was kind of trying to freestyle rap and sing at the same time, but he was singing about his pain of his upbringing, how he was brought up, doing things that he should not have done, that she had him doing stuff that he should not have done, boosting, And I don't. If somebody have it, they could post the copyright. But I heard this out his own mama mouth about the boosting part. How she used to go in stores and make him push the basket out of the store. It could have been a basket full of groceries. Um, hey Lisa, how you doing? It could have been a basket full of groceries, or it could have been clothes and stuff. And he was singing about his pain, or at least that's what I thought. Um, and according to him, she did something to him that was a violation, a violation to a young man. And so I don't know if I think he noticed earlier on that he was he liked the other sex, but I think allegedly after he was violated, I think that really pushed him over. Hey Lakeisha, how you doing? I think that really pushed him over. And so he was singing about, like, almost like he was the firstborn. And I know somebody else like that, not that like the other sex, but when I was talking the other day about a teenager, young adult, and being the firstborn and born to some of these mamas. That's why I said mammies, because some of them, the way they act like mammies. They have these kids. Some of them, they have them young. Some of them have them, and they have them with a man with the intentions. Every woman have the intentions on, if they have a child with some man, that they gonna be together or whatever. That's just in our mind, in our nature. And in his case, uh, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. And sometimes the firstborns get treated a kind of way, uh, almost like they get thrown away because the mama, okay, the daddy make them, help make them, and the mama bake them. And then when they come here, everything is all hunky-dory and good. And then when the relationship starts to perish, or the mom and dad fighting and this, that, and other, and sometimes the mamas get to the point you ain't gonna see your child, and I know they do that out of spite, not wanting the guys to see their child. And some of the men, well, I ain't gonna call them men. Some men's and some men, little boys in a man's body that haven't grown up in the brain. They some of them are sincere. The men gonna handle up and gonna be sincere and gonna take care of their kid. And it seems like the ones that do that and want to take care of their kid, they get the sorry mama that will, are the ones that'll take the kids' clothes and go sell it for money to do other things with it, or give the guy a hard time about seeing their kid, if they could be paying child support or whatever. And they don't realize when they doing that it affects the child. Everybody can't be brought up in a two-parent household, but still two parents can raise a child. So this young man was, his dad went to prison when he was young, so he didn't have, that father figure was not there. And I want to say his dad would call. Yeah, his dad would call. If I can remember back in the day, his dad would call. But a lot of things that he was involved in school, his dad wasn't there. And not only his dad, his mom wasn't there. And so the kids grow up and they be heartbroken. It affects them a lot more than sometimes parents can imagine. And so when I was talking about a teenager and love and depression and all that, it reflects me back. It brings me back to a young man. He was raised, he was baked and made by both parents, and they were together, and then they start fighting and all this here kind of stuff, and then uh, they were too young. They really were too young to have a baby. Young, immature, and then it got to a point where the child is bounced from here to there, or with the mama, and then you don't want the daddy to see the child. So as a result from that, and the child being bounced from here to there, like they're not wanted, and they start to act out because they feel they're not wanted, then they go through a depression. They have mood swings, depression. And young people really should not be depressed. They don't have to pay no bills. They don't have to do nothing but get up every day, go to school, be productive, come home, help with some chores, stay out of trouble, and be obedient and honor to their parents. That's all. That's the only thing they really have on their plate. They should not have to worry about. And times, I know times is hard and have changed, because it used to be a village that would, like they say, would raise the kids, but now it's the kids help raising the kids, because the village is no longer there. Either the village is working, or the village is tired of raising kids and they don't want to be bothered. So it's left up to the big brother, the big sister to go to the next school to get their little brother and sister, and they walk home, or they catch the city bus or whatever. Or if the brother sister is old enough to be driving, they go and pick their brother, and it's their responsibility. And the little brother and sister looks up to them. But also the little brothers and sisters could give them heck and lie on them and saying they, while the mom at work, that they didn't hit me or whatever. Then the mom come home, get on the big brother or sister, and then that makes them upset because you always listening to what the little brother and sister say. So that makes the teenagers and young adults get mad and angry and feel that you treat my younger siblings better than you treat me. So they start to act out. Now they starting to get the parents' problems. They start turning to drugs, weed, vaping, gangs. That's how they turn to gangs, because the other people that's already out there on the street, they kind of take them under their wing like little brother. But yeah, you taking them under your wings as a little brother, but you also hustling. You also putting them out there on the street because they still young. So if they get caught with the stuff, all they do is you feel that they just get a slap on the wrist, go to juvie for a couple of months, and they out. Because that's the same thing you did when you was growing up. But these kids need mentors. They need organizations to help them and stuff. And so this youngster, he was rapping and or whatever, freestyling in pain, and you could hear it in his voice. And he was just saying about how the horrible childhood that he had, and how pretty much, I can't remember word for word, but it's kind of almost like you was in the street partying and doing what you did, and I'm there with the kids and stuff. I may be adding some, but like I said, allegedly, because I'm telling two stories. You out there in the street, partying and stuff like that, and I got to tend to my little brothers and sisters while you doing what you want to do. And I'm being robbed of my teenhood or my childhood. You know, you don't get to go to activities in your school. You don't get to participate with stuff. Um, then they start to miss out on things like the school dance, the proms. Now they have the 8th grade proms, which is big now, and the high school prom. That's something you can't ever get back. Um, Homecoming dances and homecoming activities. That used to be big in high school. Senior week. Oh, we used to, you might have pajama day. Uh, you have your school spirit day for the seniors. We would have a program. We had like a week full of stuff just full for the seniors, and we getting ready to graduate. We had the memory books where we try to get all our friends and stuff to sign our memory book and say something. Um, I know, like my memory book, I had say like if it was whatever candy was out that year we was graduating, get that candy and keep the wrapper. It made like I was in a band and we won this. I know it was I think it was it a 20 feet, a 20-foot trophy at a battle and stuff, and it was a newspaper article they had wrote up on us and stuff like that, and I had that like in my memory book. You just keep all kind of stuff in your memory book where we could, you had pages to put it on and just different stuff like that. So the kids, the difference between the mamas and the mammies don't really care about that. uh I know when I was my mama, when my mama and some of the other kids' mamas would come up to the school, oh, we be checking to see what our mama had on. Or if my mama say she was coming up to the school, we be like, Mama, what you wearing? Or Mama, don't come to school looking like that, because kids gonna talk about us. We just had that pride. And kids would ragtag. Ooh, you see they mamas. When I was going to school, if my mama would have came up to that school with a bonnet on and some house slippers on, I would have got under the desk. I would have left out the back door. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. The way these moms come up to these schools with halter tops on, boobs going north, going south, some going east and west, hanging east and west, and they don't care. They don't have no pride about themselves. So when these kids act out, which one are you, the mama or the mammy? The mammy. Because a mama or a mother is not going to, even if they worked in the cafeteria or they was, we used to call them janitors. Now they call them housekeepers. Even if a child's mother and they had to wear those nets on them, y'all remember them nets? They used to wear. I don't know if they still wear them in the cafeteria. I know back in the day when we was coming up, they used to have to wear them hair nets, and even the janitors sometimes would have had to wear the hair nets and stuff. You could just be around people food and fixing it. Hey Mary, how you doing? You couldn't just be around people, the children food, and your hair was out. They had to wear them hair nets. So even when they did that, they still would dust themselves off and make themselves look presentable if they came in their uniforms and stuff. They just didn't, it just had a different way that mamas and stuff would carry themselves. And like I said, with youngster and then teenager, that was that I was talking to, this one particular teenager that I was talking to, pretty much like I say, shuffled from one parent to one parent. Now they're at the grandparents. The parents are not really involved. This is their child's senior year. I'm just wondering if they will even come to the graduation. That's sad. Yeah. Yeah. I know I was wood. When I was growing up, like they say back in the day, your mama come up to that school looking a hot mess, and people knew that was your mama. You got rag tag because your mama came up there looking any kind of way. And like I said, we that mama, what you wearing? Or parent teacher night. My mama was very heavily in parent teacher night, and we'd be like, "Mom, what you putting on?" Oh, okay, you know, and when we walk up in that school, we be proud walking with our mama, or sometime daddy would come, but majority it was mama that came. And when parent teacher night, boy, we was proud for our teacher to meet our mom because our mom was looking good. And then not only that, to meet our teacher, we was good in school. We had good grades. We were not interruptive or nothing like that. So that and was proud because the teacher, oh yeah, she's a good student. Oh yeah, I don't never have no problem. Boy, you talking about boy, chest would be out and everything. Just proud because my teachers gave a good report. And hey, Miss Sandra, how you doing? Just talking about mamas, mammies, momos, memos. I couldn't put it all in there. Hey Trina, how you doing? Yeah, so I would be proud. Me and my brother would be proud to take our mama around school and to meet our teachers and stuff because we got good reports. And we know if one of them teachers say we ain't getting no good report, my mama wants to know what was what or what was what. Cause boy, you got it when you got home. You know, if you was too big to catch a whooping, then you got a punishment. And then not only that, like I said, I grew up in a 2-parent home. If she not gonna only give me, she gonna tell my daddy. So then he got to give his 2 cents. And like I told y'all one time before, my daddy had a heavy, strong voice. Till depending on how he scolded you, it will cut you like a knife. It would cut you like a knife because his voice was so heavy, and the way he would, you better listen to what I'm saying. And it just seemed like he was yelling, but he wasn't yelling, but he just had that strong voice till it made you tremble. And you be like, Lord, I don't want to make daddy mad. Or I ain't giving mama nothing to be able to go and tell daddy. You know, but mamas, I'm going to say mammies. Mammies these days, and I don't know if they still have parent teacher conferences. Them jokers don't go to them schools check on them children. I know they don't, because I got friends that are teachers. I got relatives that are teachers. Parent teacher conferences are low. They barely even want to talk to you on a conference when the teacher have a conference period about your child. If your child is maybe performing poorly, or if there is a teacher that really concerns, because it could be on some of these teachers, because some of these teachers may not be as concerned with these kids, hey Beverly, as they need to be. Because I know even when I was going to school, we had some of them teachers that long as you come in here, would tell them, come in here if you don't want to learn, put your head down, give you F gladly, you know, and didn't even care. But those that did care, they got on you in their class because some of them had kids and stuff like that. They got on you. And they be like, you don't come in here trying to run that game. I got kids and I know how y'all act. I know how y'all do. Y'all try to get by. Don't want to do something, but you gonna learn in here. And then they would give us stuff for extra points and stuff like that. But some of the kids wouldn't even do it. And nowadays, I'm pretty sure some of them need it. But yeah, these parents go to the school looking any kind of way. Yeah, younger generation, but if they kids get into a fight, they be the first ones there Yeah, they be the first ones there, ready to fight somebody else, and then um, when it's too late for stuff, then then I don't want to be harsh when I say that. Want this everybody to feel sorry for them? Woe is me with the balloon releases and the this and the GoFundMe's, and you looking all sad on. But sometimes you can prevent some of that stuff from happening, because sometimes your kid could be the bully, and you know your kid is bad. You know your kid's bully because of the way they act around the house. So a lot of time they gonna kind of be in their same behavior. I'm not gonna say all the time because I was lazy. I ain't really like to clean up, but I wasn't lazy at school. I did my work because I did my work there because I know it's gonna get my butt busted or something taken away from me. My parents believed in it when we got to the point we couldn't catch whoopings. They started taking away stuff, TVs, radios. Um, when it was time to award allowance, um, and things of that nature. They just instilled that stuff in us coming up till you couldn't get away with a lot of stuff. And like I say, we respected our parents. And even back in the day, those kids that, like I told y'all, that would have them bad grades and stuff, and their dads and stuff wouldn't be in their life, or they may have been raised by their grandparents or whatever, and say like they were in the band, and even the football team, the band, the football, any at my school, any activity, especially when they came up with the UIL stuff, that if you made below a passing grade, you couldn't play the sports or you couldn't be in the band. You couldn't perform until you brought your grades up. But we had a strict band director, so it didn't matter who your parent was. Everybody lined up. Everybody had to line up report card day. When we went to band practice, everybody, starting from the flute section to the drum section, everybody had to line up and present that report card. He'd look at that report card. He'd go down it. A's and B's. C's, you even slid through. He'd look at conduct. All right, you good. Congratulations. You got to them one, like I said, with them D's and them F's, and them boys, try to act all strong and stuff. By the time you got 5 pops for an F and 5 pops for a D with them wooden boards, I know your butt was burning. Cause I remember one time we did something and everybody got a pop. And he was like, I hate to do this to you. I hate to do this to you, but I'm getting everybody. And I remember one time we all got a pop. And he couldn't look at us girls because we was with tears in our eyes and stuff like that. And he would turn his head and then he would kind of hit us a little softer. Just kind of tap us and say, because he couldn't look at us because he had daughters. But I tell you, and those were some of the kids' father figures. That was all the, structure that they had, because, especially if they mamas worked and stuff, the daddies wasn't in the, and when some of them, the mamas that had to work and couldn't, be there all the time, if they had problems with it, guess what? Contact that band director and let them know what kind of problem they having. I bet you he got them straight. Oh, he got them straight. Let me see. I don't want to miss nobody. Yeah, they don't go to them PTA meetings. I know they don't. Parents be, teachers be saying how low the attendance is with the parents coming in. That's why I say, mother, mammy, parents. The mother's gonna go. They gonna go see about their child. The mammy's child, they ain't got time to go to that school. And then you got some that tries. Some of them have so many kids, but uh, yeah, but that kind of disturbed me. Uh huh. Yeah. 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 I welcome everybody in. Uh, our teacher one time gave us a test called the BITCH test. That was the most ghetto A woman we had. And I mean, and say like us in the class, we were all pretty smart. And she gave us that test. I mean, ain't none of us passed that test. I knew some of the words, but I didn't know, like, what is the hawk? When somebody say something about the hawk, ooh, the hawk is out. The eagle flies on Friday. Uh, gangster lean. Let me think of some from back when she grew up. She giving us words from when she grew up on a test to see if we knew them. Baby, when I tell y'all, she gave us all a bad grade and we all went home and told our parents, guess what? Our parents was up in that office. What kind of test is this? The principal didn't know anything about it. I mean, they called her down to the office, and you had about 5 or 6 parents. Mine was up there, and I know this guy that I went to school with, me and him since the first grade. His mama was up there, because she was an educator. She took off for work. And other parents were up there wanting to know what kind of test was that, and they each had our paper with them F's on there. With them F's on that paper. And that was a test. Yeah. Yeah, when they took corporal punishment and they took prayer out of school, and I don't even think that woman living. That woman was an atheist. She not even living. So why is it that they can't put prayer back in school? Why? I know they probably can't put corporal punishment back in school because they ragtagging parents now about calling CPS and 911 and stuff like that. But in all instances, just because you call the police, that don't mean they gonna come and arrest the parent. If there are no physical bruises on the child, and depending on what you got a little child and what they doing, sometimes that police will go talk to that child and say, why did you call us? Don't you know you're supposed to listen to your parents? Now, if the parents putting the children in a chokehold or holding them down to whoop them and beat them and stuff, yeah. Yeah, the hawk is a cold air. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that later when my mama went down that test to tell me what that was, but I didn't know it then. Yeah. Um, Eagle flies on Friday mean getting paid. Yeah. I found all that out later. You know, just like they say Friday's my day to play. Hey, that mean, like men say, Fridays I get my woman and Friday is my holiday. Friday's my day. Friday's my day to play. But something like that on the test. How you gonna know what that is? You're not. So, some of these kids, I pray for them, and y'all pray for them. Y'all say some extra prayers for them because a lot of these kids are having it hard. Their parents, they're not raised in a 2-parent home, and they grow up seeing their parents fighting. They grew up seeing their dad or and stuff hitting on their mama and beating their mama. Some of them grow up that way as well. They come up and they be woman beaters. And women today, well, some of them soft, but some of them not. Some of them gonna put that iron to you. They gonna put iron to belt. I mean, I'm sorry, iron to body. They ain't just to play with you. No, they don't do the Pledge of Allegiance. They do that at football games, don't they? Yeah, they still do that at football games. It's a lot of stuff they don't do. They barely even do field trips. We used to go on field trips. Kids don't have nothing to look up to these days. So you wonder why they so bad. They don't have nothing to look up to. They done cut everything out of the schools. Um, that was a thing. Your mom used to have to sign your permission slip. Some of them kids knew their parents or their parents wasn't around or whatever, and they had to help raise their own little brothers and sisters. So they wouldn't, they signed their own permission slips, to be able to go on a class trip. And then the parents sent, your child going on a field trip. Y'all don't give them no money, no lunch. The teacher tell you to get have a brown bag lunch and stuff like that, but y'all don't give them no money to buy juice, a soda, cotton candy. They going to the zoo or something like that. Give them no money. Y'all don't give them no money to go to their grandparents' house. So I know down where y'all give them no money to go on a field trip. Y'all got somebody to babysit for them. Y'all don't even give them $5. Y'all don't even give them $5. Y'all know kids be wanting stuff when they go to the store. Y'all know kids be wanting, but y'all just don't do it. You had a teacher who carried a paddle everywhere in the building. Yeah. 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 It was a thing. I don't think when I was going to school, our parents had to give permission because that was the thing. And then I think later on you used to have to do a permission slip, but on the beginning you ain't had no permission slip to tattle nobody behind. Cause one time, I was in class, and that was in elementary school, and somebody in the class called themselves being grown and did they take the teacher pocketbook or they did something that when the teacher came back in the class, the teacher noticed something was missing. And the teacher asked the class who did what. Now, they didn't have no permission from our mama at that time, or Mammy. They ain't have no permission. We all got lined up and went to the principal's office. Teacher told the principal what happened. Everybody was getting ready to get a paddle. So what they did, you didn't all go in there at the same time. They took you in there one by one. So you didn't know who told on who. And the thing was, you're going to get paddled, and we're going to call your parent. And then we don't know what other repercussions going to happen to you. You get put out of school or something like that for a couple of days. And if you get put out of school, if your mama was working, that made it worse. So that was an instance that they ain't need no permission. Baby, y'all know Class Lady when I got in there, I sung like a bird. I wasn't catching no whooping, no popping, no nothing for nobody. If I'm gonna catch a whooping, it's gonna be on something I done. That's just like today. I'm not getting in trouble for nobody. Don't call me and say, girl, I just didn't unalive my man. I need you to help me clean up the house and move the body. Who? Not me. I know you ain't calling me to help you do that. Yeah, I look good in orange and I look good in white, but I'm not good at being confined. I can stay in my house a whole week and don't even go outside. I can. I can stay in my house a whole week and don't, from Friday to Friday, and don't even go outside and touch the bush, touch the grass, hear the birds chirping, nothing. But I can leave out the door when I want to. I can open the doors when I want to. I can open the window when I want to. In jail, you can't get out of there. You stuck in there. So I'm not getting in trouble for nobody. So I learned from way back then. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I told it. But I want to make sure they ain't gonna know who said it, huh? Nah, they ain't gonna know. That's why y'all coming in one by one. Well, it was such and such, and they went in the drawer and they did such and such and such. I told it. I told it. I wasn't getting no paddling for nobody. And then to stand a chance of getting put out of school. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So not only was you gonna get in trouble at school, you was gonna get trouble when you got home. So no, my parents didn't play that. My mama didn't play that. You know, I had a caring mama. She didn't play that. From little bitty on up to when she took her last breath, she didn't play that. I told y'all how I got hit at the back of the leg with the telephone when I got smarter, and I was grown. I told y'all I went down in slow motion like the Bionic Woman, but it wasn't no good feeling when that phone hit the back of my leg and I was going out the door and hit that hard concrete. I couldn't believe it. Got skin up. I'll say as long as you black, you better not ever say nothing like that to me. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Mm-mm. No. If I got the urge or whatever, being grown, and I want the smart out fatter, I bet you I was at my house or on the phone. I had a flashback. So, a good mama gonna see about their child. A good mama gonna make sure their child is good. That's what a good mama gonna do. I don't care you work 80 hours a week. You gonna make sure your children straight. Now these wanna act like they can't do it or whatever. Why you keep having children? And then you expect the oldest child to take care of the babies, but you done dog that oldest child out all their life. They didn't have a childhood because you had them doing adult things that they shouldn't have been doing, and you taught them how to steal, how to lie, how to do all kind of stuff. Hide the weed, all of that. And that child had that pain wrapped up in them for so many years, and at some point they explode. You know, they explode. Either they explode and tell everybody, or they keep it inside and they be dying inside. The other day, one of them little rappers, he made a song and he just said he told his kids he was sorry. He was sorry. Next thing you know, he unalived himself. Too much. I guess he couldn't take the pressure. Too much. So when I heard this young man singing, I got concerned. Because he kept saying about seeing me in my grave. And a lot of time when people when they sick, you know, they'll tell you they tired. When they tell you they tired, that means they ready to go to glory. When they say they tired. And when they say they tired and they in a sick state, you know, because sometimes people say I'm tired of hurting or whatever. But when they just tell you I'm tired, and they look up at you and they just say I'm tired, that means they giving up. They don't have no more fight left. And when that I heard that young man saying that I guess you'll be happy. I can't quote it, Maybe he said you'll be happy when you see me in my grave, but I know he said when you see me in my grave. When you see me in my grave. And that bothered me because it's too many of these. I don't know if y'all ever pay attention to some rap and stuff, but a lot of those rappers, I guess they get a premonition or they get some kind of feeling that some of them are out here doing stuff they don't have no business. So they get a notion that they may not live long. And I always refer back to this rapper Mo 3. He lived in Dallas and he was gunned down on the freeway, on a busy, busy freeway 5 years ago. And I always reference to him because I didn't know his music. I didn't listen to him or whatever. But I heard my godson them listening to it, and they kept saying about Mo 3, Mo 3. He was living then, and they kept talking about it. And one day, I told you I love to watch the news at 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock, sometimes 5 and 6 or whatever. And I was watching the news, and they were showing how he was gunned down on the freeway. They didn't actually show the actual shooting, but they showed him running. And right now they trying to say the one that ran him down and that was shooting, he had an automatic weapon that was shooting. The young man got out of the driver's side, went around to the passenger side because he normally he has a gun. And I guess he got a secret compartment or whatever. He ducked around and went to the passenger side to get his gun. His gun wasn't there. So he couldn't shoot back at the person that was shooting at him. And so he started running down the freeway, backwards toward the freeway. And the guy was fast. He was bobbing and weaving, shooting. Now they say, rumors is allegedly that the one that was actually shooting at him coming one way wasn't the one that actually did the shots. They trying to say somebody else came on the freeway, that it was like a setup and came and unalived him. But the whole thing was caught on the 18-wheeler. I think it was 2 18-wheelers in the area. They even a neurosurgeon even got shot that day on the way to work. Yeah, and that was so sad. But what I'm saying is the young man, and he not only rap, but he could sing. That he had a beautiful voice, and he was singing about death. Some of these, like I say, these kids, they grow up with so much pain. The dad may not have been in his life, and he might have had to feel he had to hustle and do hustle drugs and stuff to help his mama because he had other brothers and sisters or whatever. I don't know, but he did sing about death. And I don't know, and go back to even Johnny Taylor. Johnny Taylor's song about singing people in soul heaven. It's like a lot of those rappers that sing about death and singers that sing about death. Unfortunately, our people, we lose them, a lot of them to gun violence. A lot of the other white people are what we hear. They die of drug overdoses or they unalive themselves. Now, I'm not saying that ours don't, because we didn't had a couple of them lately that did OD, on drugs. And some of them unalive themselves. But a lot of times, no. They normally will go by gun violence. you know. But a lot of them rap because they be in pain. And they be, you know, it's like they got themselves into something. They can't get out of it. They know death is knocking at their door because they done some things that they wasn't supposed to do. And then the mamas are left, you know. But the mamas, the mammies, uh, I was listening to one, and she was saying, don't worry about just say Lil Pee Wee, because when Lil Pee Wee was y'all don't need to be talking about Lil Pee Wee and stuff on the internet and all this back and forth and da 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 da, because y'all know Lil Pee Wee was about that life, and y'all know if he was living, y'all wouldn't be talking about him like that. And you his mother, and you just lost your child. See, that's a mammy. That's a mammy. Oh, he was about that life. You all on the internet saying that. Oh, don't worry about him. He was about that life. That's a mammy. Because a lot of mamas ain't gonna too much talk to you on the news, the internet, and nothing. They might get up enough nerves to talk to you if they trying to plead for help for somebody who, you know, unalive their child. But 9 times out of 10, the mamas don't really, you're not going to too much hear from them. Mm-mm. So that's why I said about dear mama, dear mammy, Momo, ma, you know, a lot of people, a lot of these kids disrespect their mothers. They don't have no respect for them. Whether their mom is not bringing um, you know, every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the house in front of them. Some mothers, when they have kids or small kids, they'll wait till them kids get sometime grown or out of their house before they'll start dating again, because they don't want to bring, you know, the men, the monsters, the monsterettes over their kids, you know. But a mammy don't care. A mammy will have every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Whenever that one leave, okay, another one. That's how some of them end up with so many kids. And they want to have a baby for every man they with. I told y'all, this booed up season now. Them income tax checks is rolling in. People buying them cars. More power to you. I hope when y'all get these cars, y'all can afford to pay for them. Because by June or July, it's going to be repo season. I promise you that. It's going to be repo season. Or they going to be on the side of the road. Because they're not going to be able to afford to get them fixed. Because they done got a high car note. Got to pay insurance. You still got rent to pay. And all your other stuff. And they over exert themselves. You know? And then they leave their kids out. Promise their kids that I didn't get you nothing for Christmas, but when my income tax check come, we going shopping. Who end up going shopping? Well, the homosexual, he done came in now. So he going shopping with y'all. And the homosexual may have 2-3 pair of Jordans. Well, your baby, well, nothing wrong with the light up shoes for the little babies and stuff. But you won't hardly put a pair of Jordans on your child. Or you get them one outfit and you buying the boyfriend or the homosexual 2 and 3 jerseys. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say a homosexual, huh? That hobo only come around when he needs a place to stay. He only come around when he need a place to stay. He tired of sleeping on his mama couch or his sister couch or his brother couch. So he just slide on in there with you, and you let him come on in there on you and your children. Eat up all the children food. The money you got saved up, you getting he wanna flip it. Got any money laying around or some money saved up, I could flip it. Baby, I could flip it. I could flip it and get you giving 500, I could flip it and get $1,500. And then I could flip that and get $3,000. Then they flipped your money right on out there in them streets. And you looking like boo-boo the food. But I just hated to see that pain in that young man's voice, and it brought me back to the teenager that I spoke with the other day. Same type situation, depressed, and called me because he said he needed some encouragement. Because he know I'm going to encourage him. I'm going to give you a hug when I see you. I'm going to tell you I love you. And I also told him, send me your cash app. I sent him a little money, just a little love token. And that's what I put on the thing. Love token. I love you. Because sometimes they need that assurance that somebody love them. Whether you in the family, you out the family, you related to them, or you not. But I felt so good that he picked up that phone to call me. Because he was boo-hooing. I felt so good that I took that time out in the grocery store and talked to him. I'm trying to see what I need, compare prices, and yeah, I'm here. Now what you say? And I try not to keep saying what you say because I didn't want him to think I wasn't paying him any attention. But I was. I heard what he said. You know, I heard what he said. And I was glad I had that mother instinct and that mother figure of encouragement where he felt compelled to call me. Because these children be crying out. And sometimes they can't go to their mamas. Or their grandmas. Or whatever. And that's what that's what he said. I hadn't told nobody this. I said, well, they won't hear from me. Well, unless they look at my YouTube. But they won't hear from me. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll let him tell who he want to. So when he don't get it back and they say, yeah, she told me, then he'll know that he can come and talk to me and confide in me again. Because that's what I want to do. I want to be an open door in case any of them need me. They could call and talk to me, and I'll listen. You know, I've always been a good listener. Even to my girlfriends. They would call me about this guy, that guy, and I'd be listening on the phone. Well, what you think? I say, you want me to give you my opinion, or you just want me to listen? Because sometimes people just want you to listen. So that's what I ask. Am I supposed to engage and give you my feedback, my honest feedback, or am I just supposed to listen and let you vent? Well, I just want you to listen. Okay. Okay. What? What'd he say? Oh my God. Because you know what I tell him at the end? If you like it, I love it. So in other words, if you like what he doing, I love it. If he old dirty dog today, that old dirty dog, yeah, he ain't nothing but old dirty dog. I can't believe he did that. Yep. Oh, I love him. Oh, he bought me a roll. Girl, yeah. Yeah. If you like it, I love it. One of them, I would tell that, and she had to laugh. I say, whichever way the wind blows, baby, it's cool with me. Whichever one. You like him today, I like him today. You don't like him today, I don't like him today. Whichever way the wind blows. She had to stop and laugh. Because she said, you crazy. I say, no, I ain't crazy. I'm just going along with you. Whichever mood you want to be in, I'm going to much oblige you. You know, but that's the kind of friend I am. I'm a listen. Do you want me to listen? Do you want me to say something? Just listen. Okay. Well, what you think? Girl, that old dirty dog, I wouldn't even be bothered with him. He don't do nothing but come around when you get some money, and then when you get, boy, I go in. And then I pull back and just listen. Yeah. Well, I hope you feel better. I'ma pray for you. Then we get off the phone. Then they call me back the next day. Girl, guess who called me? Girl, who? And he been in called, and he didn't gave us some sob story, and they didn't made up. What I'ma do? I ain't gonna get mad. What I'ma get mad for? That's her. You know. But I always tell them to watch how you treat your kids, because just like you moody with me on this phone and this, that, and other, that's displaying in front of your children. That rubs off in front of your children. You got somebody coming there trying to be their dad and telling them what to do, and next thing you know, they ain't there after 2 months or 3 months, and then they end up branching off and doing that to a woman that they with. And I know a young lady that's like that. Son, don't get along with the baby mamas. When they together, they always fighting. Fighting. Fussing, cussing, calling the police and all that. Well, because they seen their mama go through that. So, some of these mothers, y'all need to be a better mother to y'all kids and watch, daddy is a maybe. Daddy's a maybe. Mama gonna be there regardless. Mama should be there or got to be there regardless. Daddy can go off and do what he want to do. But, when it all boils down, kids gonna respect their mama and go see who really doing for them. Hopefully that, no mamas are bad mouthing the children's fathers and stuff. Let them kids grow up to see how if they dad ain't no good daddy. Let them grow up. Don't you do it. Let them see that they daddy didn't come around or not coming around. When they get old enough and stuff, and then daddy want to be daddy, they ain't gonna want to be bothered with them. You can see that in some of the NBA and NFL players and stuff. Who be there? Mama. Is one NFL player, mama don't take the plane, and wherever that boy play at, he said his mama is always at his game. She drives to all his games. It don't matter if it's 1,500 miles away or whatever. She on that road. She drives to that boy's game. That's a real mama. That's a real mother. That's a real mother. She care about that boy. And what they always do, always gonna buy mama a house. Always gonna do something for mama. But that mama was there. That mammy don't be there. Supposedly it's somebody on here that had a son. I don't know if he still play for the NFL, but he don't fool with his mama. He don't fool, the NFL player don't fool with his mama because she a drunk. Don't fool with her. She's struggling. Well, bye-bye. That's not right. But how did you treat him when he was growing up? Were you there for him? Were you at his games? Did you cheer him on? Or did you stay drunk all the time, curse him out and all that kind of stuff? You had to. You did something wrong, mammy. Because you still drunk right now. Still drunk right now, acting a fool. So, I don't know. Y'all like my $20,000 necklace? That's some big carrots, ain't they? Oh, they gling, gling. Let me stop before somebody be trying to come rob me for my little costume jewelry. For my $20,000 necklace. Y'all gonna be sad when y'all go to the pawn shop and they ain't gonna get no money for it. I'm just joking, y'all. It's just a little costume necklace. I was feeling myself. I thought it looked kind of cute. I thought it looked kind of cute. Well, anyway, I've been on here an hour and 10 minutes. Um, y'all, let's pray for these kids. That's why some of them so bad now. They bad. And them YNs, y'all want to say YNs. Is the YNs, like I said the other day, the YNs, the YMs, the YAs, the YWs. Y'all know what the initials stand for? The YNs, they call the black boys with the derogatory. The YMs, I say those are the young Mexicans. The YAs are the Asians, and the YWs are the white people, and the YOs are others. So all of them got a Y in front of the initial or whatever. They all some bad ones. They all some bad ones, and they packing guns and stuff. They got more weapons than the military. So y'all be careful with these road rages and check y'all children's rooms and stuff like that. Don't let them be in there with all that stuff. And then next thing you know, your house all shot up from a drive-by, and you don't even know what's going on. But that youngster know. That youngster know why your house is all sprayed up. So y'all be careful. And let's pray for these young people. And I just pray the young man, when he's singing about when you see me in my grave, I'm just praying. I want him to sing his pain out, but I'm hoping he sing his pain out, but I'm hoping that he don't do nothing to himself. I hope he don't do nothing to himself to hurt himself. So, I'm Classy Lady. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. I have some lives and shorts. Watch those. Give me a thumbs up. If there's something y'all want to talk about in particular, because I do be struggling for what I'm going to talk about. I just came up with this. Pulled the rabbit out the hat right before I came on. And so if y'all have something y'all want to talk about or discuss, leave it under a comment. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted with somebody I don't want to talk to, I guess I should have kept talking. But anyway, so y'all hit the like button. I think I got everybody. Let me go back through to make sure I didn't miss speaking to nobody that dropped down in the comments. Hey, Tashay, how you doing? Thank you. Hey, J. Rose. Hey, Mary Sloan, how y'all doing? Hey, Jacqueline Little. Oh, golly, Fritz. Yeah, the internet does grow some of these kids. And I don't know why they have no more books and stuff in school, and they went with strictly computers and stuff. Them children, I know them children be looking up all kind of stuff on them computers. I know they be looking up all kind of stuff on them computers. Yeah, but that's what happens. The internet. Let me see. Let me make sure I haven't had a teacher who carried that paddle. Okay. I just want to make sure I ain't missing any comments because my chat stopped moving and I didn't notice all y'all that came in. I'm sorry. I hope y'all are all subscribed to my channel. If not, please consider. I normally come on at 9 o'clock. However, I came on today at 8:30 because it was Sunday. And I just wanted to come on a little bit early. But tomorrow, I may come on at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I try to schedule it. But if not, kind of look for me around 8:30, 9 o'clock. So with that being said, angels on everybody's pillars, over the doorways and byways. And if you're traveling home, give you traveling grace. And so I will see y'all later. Lord, say the same. Later.